Hey everybody, I'm Elizabeth McSwan from Emac and Hedwig, and today's video is about camera bags. So here we go. At the risk of sounding like Oprah, I love camera bags. A good camera bag is really a photographer's best friend, not only because it transports our gear safely and organized, but also because it can help us with our efficiency when we're photographing out in the field. Like any photography related purchase, buying a camera bag is a highly personal decision, and nobody, including me, can tell you what you should or should not buy. There are a ton of options, from brands to styles of bags, and every style has its advantages and its disadvantages, depending on how you work and what kind of photography you shoot. In my experience, there is no one perfect bag that is good for every situation, which is how I've accumulated several different bags over the years. And I use them all, and in this video I'm going to talk about them, why I bought them, what I use them for, what I like, and in some cases what I don't like. Hopefully what I talk about in this video can inspire you to think about the kinds of things that you are looking for when you are purchasing your next camera bag. You'll probably notice that there isn't a lot of brand diversity with the bags that I have. They're pretty much all Think Tank photo bags. I'm not affiliated with them in any way. They're certainly not a sponsor. I just really love their products. I think that their bags are intelligently designed and very well made, and for me, they're worth the investment. If you're interested in learning more about the bags that I talk about, I have a link to all of them down in the description below in my gear bag section. You can check them out. And if you're interested in any of the Think Tank photo bags, I would recommend going to their website, because for each line of bags that they have on their product pages, they have a video that does a much better job talking about all the various features of the bags that they have, and they're really worth watching. Okay, so let's get started. So the first bags that we're going to talk about are shoulder bags, and I have two of those. I've got the Union Street bag by ONA, O-N-A, and I've got the retrospective bag from Think Tank Photo. So we're going to start with this one first. Shoulder bags, I think, are really great for accessing gear very quickly, because you have the strap, over your shoulder. When you want to shoot, you can just swing it around to the front, you open the top flap, you take your camera out, you're good to go. I also think that the shoulder bag as a style is just a good looking bag. But for me, I don't like to shoot with a shoulder bag in situations where I have to have the bag on me all the time. It just gets really uncomfortable for me, just having it on my shoulder. My shoulders get sore. Even if the bag's not that heavy, just after a while, it's just not very comfortable. I like to work out of a shoulder bag in situations where I can put the bag down, I can take out my camera and lens, I shoot, I come back to the bag, switch out the lens, go back to shooting. Obviously that narrows down the type of place that I can go and do that without having to worry about my bag walking away. I got this bag, this was the first one that I got when I was first getting more serious about photography, and I got this bag because I wanted to have a bag that I could put my computer in, but then also my camera kit in. And I could travel around like that. I love the way it looks. That was really one of the things that drew me to this bag. I love the wax cotton. The material is really nice. I love the leather and brass detailing. It's got a really nice padded bottom, which is something that you don't always get with a shoulder bag. So if that's important to you, I would make sure that the bag you're looking at has one of those. And it has a really great, looking strap and a comfortable strap. The inside is fairly ordinary. It's got, a place for a computer, larger compartment for my camera gear, smaller pocket for any smaller items, and then a back pocket that's held closed with the magnetic closure, and then of course another handle. The downside of this bag is that it's not that large, and that it doesn't take really stuffing it full of gear very well. The only way that this bag closes is with these two fasteners, and you have to get it around the entire bag and close these in right here to close and secure the bag. And especially if there's a computer in here, it can be really difficult to do that with a lot of gear in here. It's just a little bit too small for what I need most of the time. Maybe now, since I have the Sony a6400, which I'm using to film this video, I could probably throw that in here and it would be a totally fine bag for that. But for now, I mostly use this bag as a computer bag and not so much as a computer and camera bag. The other shoulder bag, this is the Retrospective 50 by Think Tank Photo. This is the version 1 of this bag. They have now come out with the second generation of their Perspective series. They have I think 5 bags of various sizes with this particular line. They don't have the 50 anymore, which I'm going to talk about a little bit more in a minute. They've also discontinued this color. So I got this bag really cheap because they were kind of getting ready for the new line, and they were, I think, trying to get rid of their older inventory. So this is very much the same design as the Ona. It's just a lot bigger, basically. So it's got a place for a laptop, very large compartment for a ton of camera gear, an expandable pocket in the front, a little bit more versatile in terms of size. It can, lie flatter to the bag, or it can expand out depending on how much gear I have in here. And then a similar pocket, along the back side. Not as padded as the Ona, but I really love it. I really love the soft nature of the cotton. It's a cotton bag that has been treated with something for weather resistance, rain resistance, which is something, again, that you should worth considering how well it will do in foul weather. The downside to this bag is that it is too big for a shoulder bag, which I think is why the 50 was discontinued. The largest size they have now is the 30. This bag is, for a shoulder bag, it just can hold too much. It just gets so heavy so fast, and it just is not comfortable to have on my shoulder for long periods of time. So those are the shoulder bags. Next up, we're going to talk about backpacks. And backpacks, I've realized, are really my favorite way of transporting gear. I think that backpacks, for me, are best to transport gear long distances. It's just the most comfortable way for me. The downside of a backpack is accessibility. Having all of your gear in your backpack, having to take it off, unzip it, take out your camera, take your shot, put it back. If you don't want to have your camera around your neck or sort of out for people to see, transporting in a backpack is a little bit cumbersome. But for me, I'm willing to forego that for the sake of being more comfortable, really. So the first backpack we're going to talk about is this one. This is the Think Tank Photo Glass Limo bag. This bag is specifically designed for long, fast primes, 400 2.8, 500 600 f4s. It might be able to fit an 800 5.6, I'm not sure about that. But it's meant for long glass. And I use this bag when I basically just need my lens and a body and maybe some other thing, maybe another small lens or a teleconverter, things like that. I can put it all into this bag and I'm good to go. It's a really kind of pared down kit, but you have a big lens that you need to put into a bag. The features about this bag that I really like are the padding. There's this collar pad here, so you put the lens where the lens meets the camera at the mount. It gets a lot of good support that way. And then there's also this donut pad around where the front element is, which is great because your lens hood is likely going to be inverted, so you don't have the protection of a lens hood that you normally would. So having some extra padding here is a really great feature. I know that a lot of people that are watching this video are probably not going to need this bag because you just don't work with a long, fast prime. But the point that I want to make with this bag is that sometimes having a bag that has a very specific function or it's for a very specific lens is the right tool for the job. Sometimes you don't want versatility. Sometimes having a bag that is made specifically for what you're shooting is the right way to go. Next bag. This is the Moose Peterson MP1 version 2, so it's the second generation bag. So this is the first bag that I bought that had the ability to carry a long lens, but also carry other gear and other lenses. The long lens goes into this big compartment here. It's plenty deep enough to carry like a gripped DSLR. All of the Think Tank Photo bags come with a lot of dividers and stuff, so you can really customize these bags how you want to customize them. But then there's also these other two smaller compartments on this side. And I really like this bag to travel with on an airplane. It's a very sleek bag. It has very clean lines. It fits into an overhead compartment really, really well. And the harness is fairly comfortable here. I mean, it's really a great bag for a lot of reasons. But there were a few things about this bag that just didn't work for me. And the first one was that there was no room for a computer. I knew that when I bought it, but I just didn't think about what that meant until later, which is that if I want to bring my computer along with my camera gear, I need a second bag. Second thing is that while this is a comfortable bag to wear, say in an airport, when you're out on the trail, it's like wearing a suitcase, right? It's like, it's super boxy, and it's just, the ergonomics of the bag are just not that great. And then the last thing that I didn't like is that on its end, on this end here, it's not very stable when it has a lot of gear in it. It tends to fall over, even when it's this way. And really the best way to have this bag full of gear is to put it down like this. And that's just not always feasible. If I'm, say, in an airport restroom, I don't want to put the bag on the restroom floor like this. I want it to be touching as little as possible, which I have to do, and I have to kind of lean it a certain way so that it doesn't fall over. So I got this bag here. This is the First Light 40L from Mindshift, which is a part of Think Tank Photo. Both this and the MP1 are from Mindshift gear. This bag has really solved a lot of my issues. It's got a pocket for a computer. It's not the best option because it's not a padded pocket, so I'm going to have to get a neoprene sleeve for my computer, but that's okay. It has a very, very stable bottom. I can definitely put it down on a surface, even with gear in it, and it's not going anywhere. It's much more like a backpack. It's much easier to wear, and it's really, really great. I think that it also uses the space within the bag a lot more efficiently. So I have my long lens in here. I use this area for all of my other gear, and it's been working out really well. All the Think Tank Photo bags come with the rain cover, which is what this is down here. This is also something to consider, is that if you don't have a long lens now, but you plan on getting one at some point, having a bag that really fits that need or can be transformed to fit that need can be pretty advantageous, I think. So we're going to change gears a little bit, and we're going to talk about belt bags. Now, belt bags or sort of waist packs or things, of that nature, they're usually smaller than the bags, certainly than the ones that we've been talking about and I've shown you already. They are sometimes modular, so you can maybe get a few different smaller ones depending on what your needs are, and you wear all of your gear on your belt, which means that it's really accessible. You don't have to worry about having a bag on you. It's completely hands-free, and you're really unencumbered by any sort of bag. And you can just take out your gear because it's right there. It's right there on your hips. I would say the only kind of negative about the belt system is that all of your gear is right there for everybody to see, right? So you want to make sure that you are shooting in environments where that's not a problem. I have this little guy from Think Tank Photo's belt modular system. This is the Skin Body Bag pop down, and I use it with this belt. This is the thin skin belt. Think Tank Photo also has a more padded belt. If you anticipate putting more gear on your belt, you want a little bit more support, but I just have this bag, so I don't need that. So the thin skin belt works really well. This bag I use the most out of any of the bags that I have that I'm showing you today. I use this anytime that I'm out in the field and I don't need a really large bag, that I basically just have my large lens over my shoulder on the monopod or tripod, and I have this around my waist on the belt. I carry things like memory cards, batteries, my cable release. Sometimes I have a lens cloth or maybe a protein bar. I carry all sorts of little things in here. But I also, if I want to, I can put an additional lens in here, even a 70 to 200-2.8, because this, if I unzip this, I gain like 4 inches of bag right there. And if I can, here's my 70 to 200 right here, and I can just drop it in like so, and there's plenty of other space for my other things that I need. So this is a really great little bag, and like I said, I use this almost every time I go out because I like to have all of those things at my fingertips. So the last bag is a roller bag. Roller bags are really great in situations where you have a lot of really heavy gear and the terrain is such that you can roll this bag without any issues. I would not say this is a good bag to maybe take out into nature unless you're basically going somewhere and parking this bag and you get to work out of it. Making sure that the environment you're shooting in is conducive to a roller bag is really important, I think. This is the Think Tank Photo Airport Security version 2. There's now a version 3 that's out. I originally bought this bag because I wanted to have my entire kit be able to fit into one bag. The first time that I flew with this bag, I was going to Scotland. The ticketing agents, not even at the gate, but at the ticket counter, they made me check this bag after making me put it in one of those, does your bag fit in here things, and it didn't fit. I ended up basically taking a reusable tote bag that a friend of mine who I was traveling with had. I put all of my valuable stuff in there, my camera body and lenses, and I flew with a totally empty overhead compartment because none of my other friends had a bag that needed to go in the overhead bin. What are you going to do? By the way, when I came back from Scotland, I had no problems getting this onto the airplanes. It's also really important when you're traveling to remember that the bag that you transport your gear in the airplane is also likely going to be the bag that you use to transport your gear when you're out in the field, unless you're bringing a second bag to do that that's maybe smaller. So it's worth asking yourself, is this the right bag for traveling? Is it also the right bag for when I get to my destination? This bag really lived in my closet for a while. After that initial trip to Scotland, I thought about selling it. But then I got into headshot photography, and now I use it as my strobe kit because I have the largest strobes I've ever seen. The kit isn't completely full now, but I have two of these guys, and as you can see, it's ginormous. It's about 8 pounds or just under. And this is the perfect bag to carry all of my strobe stuff. It just works really, really well. It's the heaviest gear that I bring with me on shoots, and it's the easiest to transport. So, there you go. So that's it, everyone. I hope the next time you are looking for a new camera bag that this video helps you make a more informed decision about what bag can best help you with your photography. If you want, please like, share, subscribe to my YouTube channel, click the bell, you know what to do. You can also find me on Patreon. For as little as $2 a month, you can get early access to videos like this along with a bunch of other really cool stuff, so please feel free to check that out. And until the next video, everyone, take care, happy adventuring, happy shooting. See you later. Bye.